Hi everyone, Tuva here. Welcome to the next video. One which is, as you can see, about the great goddess Hel. Lots of people have different ideas about who she is, why she is, and what she is. And I would like to talk about her today. You may say, why at this time of the year would you even contemplate talking about this great goddess? For she is normally spoken of around the end of the year, the time when the veil is at its thinnest. Well, my friends, I work with Hel all year round. The reason I am like this today is to give you a representation of what people think she looks like, that she is half dead and half alive. Well, first of all, I'd like to talk about her beginnings, what is actually spoken about her, and why we get this idea about who she is. She was born to the parents Loki and Angrabora. She was one of 3 siblings. She was born half flesh and half rotted, for she was different to anything seen before, and so much so she was thrown out of Asgard. Now her brothers, Jormungandr, the serpent that circles the great tree, Fenrir, the great wolf, the mighty one that will bring forth destruction. But she was different. She was thrown out of Asgard, but was given the realm of Helheim, known in many ways, because you have to remember at one point the Christians were taking over heathenism, and so some of their aspects went into it. So of course they turned her into the evil goddess, the evil one, the demon, the one that comes from the Christian hell, described in a totally different way. It is the place where we go if we don't die in battle. We're not taken to Valhalla or Folkvanger. Helheim, a place where Hel reigns and looks after those in distress, those in death. A place where we don't have to be frightened of. Not like the Christian hell where they say you will burn forever. She is renowned in many ways, but some of the correspondences that I found on her, and ones that I have worked out myself, have been that her bed was named the sick bed. Her knife that she ate with called famine. Again, very good representation of those who die of lack of food, starvation. Her home is called after terrible storms, mighty storms that would kill people. And again, Ran would be an interceder. She would take these souls and bring them through to Helheim to meet the goddess Hel. Half flesh, half decay. And the reason for this was because she had 1 foot in the death realm and 1 foot in the live realm, and you have to be able to survive in both. Hence she was depicted in this way so people would understand. But many people who dream about her and have dealings with her don't see her this particular way. They see her as beautiful with long dark hair. Maybe different people see her in different ways. Now Odin had this thing about her brothers. He saw them as evil, as conniving, as destructive, but he never really saw Hel in this way. Maybe it's because he could see she had compassion within. Maybe it was because half flesh and half death. Maybe she had compassion for those who were struggling and died and wanted to make something of the realm that she had been given. They wouldn't make it into Valhalla or Folkvanga. So she felt pity, and that to my mind brings through a very compassionate goddess, one that actually depicts love. Why not? So she looks like that doesn't mean that she doesn't love. Other reason why I feel she was happy in her own realm was because she couldn't fit in with those in Asgard, some of these wonderful looking gods. Even humans, even dwarves, nobody looked like she did, and so maybe she needed to be away from everyone, to be within herself and to make something of the life she had been given. And the other thing was that she had power over death hidden by her hood, her paleness of her skin, and the beauty on one side of her face, to have power over what happened. The story of Daudr explains that. You see, she probably wouldn't have allowed him to go, but she gave them the option to show how people really felt. It doesn't say that Daudr was very upset where he was. So what do we think about the actual realm? What is the reason people are scared of Helheim? Is it because the Christian aspect has come in and changed people's attitudes into what hell is and what these gods and goddesses of death really are? Are they demons, or is it just a Christian aspect? Go back further, we find out what people really thought about Helheim and all the other places that we were to go after death. Helheim is actually a place of celebration, a place where people were happy, a place where you met those that had gone before you, a place of joy. Even some of the stories of how Thornstein, Codbiter, he was reunited with his father at the top table. He doesn't say he was unhappy. In fact, he was celebrating with his father and those that had perished with him on his ship. So you see, it doesn't depict it as a place where you're burning or you're in pain or anything like that. King Hadin was on the outside as he journeyed towards Helheim. Outside the wall, there was a witch, doesn't name her, but I believe that was actually Hel in disguise. And she wanted him to know that beyond the wall, there was happiness and life. He heard noises of everyday life going on, and so he wasn't scared anymore, and hence we know that it was a kingdom that was alive, not dead. So we now know that not only was Hel compassionate and cared, but the place that she ruled was home from home as such. And so I think she has been very much misunderstood. As I depict here, we honour her, not just at Samhain, not just at times where the veil is thin, but every day, because not only has she a death side, she has a life side. And when you work with Hel, you find that she is very accommodating and quite caring. Sure, she only stays with you for the amount of time needed for what it is you're working on, but she is still a wonderful goddess to work with. And like everything that gets labelled, you need to look beneath. Lots of people who refrain from working with her because they're frightened of her find a different side to her when they actually do come across her. And she is very understanding when you are in pain, when you are going through a tragedy or something awful. she will come and aid you. She will also bring other gods and goddesses with her to aid you also, to hand you over when she's helped, so that you are in the right hands. So guys, when I look at it, I think, why do people give her a wide berth? Why do they not see her the way she wants to be seen? And I think I know the reason why. I think the reason for it is only those that really need her will go to her, and that is those that are dying also. She will help you ready yourself for death, for the afterlife, and that's brilliant. So the correspondences for her would be anything to do with death really. So on your altar you could put bones, skulls, fur, even your own blood. When you put an offering, say an apple, you need to let it rot on your altar until it has decimated basically. That is a good offering, and the quicker it decimates, the more you know she's accepted that offering. Walk round the gravesite, sit and meditate on her by a grave, pick up some grave dirt and put it in a little box to bring home for your altar, to use in your spell work and things like that. At the end of the day, guys, really, she is not to be feared but enjoyed. We all have a good and bad side. We all have a light and dark side, hence why I'm like this today. For we do have two ways about us. People hide one side and let the other side out. And so what makes her any different? I laugh sometimes because there are some deities that never get worked with. The reason being, people see too much of themselves in them and don't want to go there. So the time we realise we have two sides is the time we can let these other deities in. A deity of death is not something to be feared, but understood and asked about. You can go to them and ask who they really are. Is it possible for you to work with them? Can they aid you in your magic? They can only say no. If you're not right for them, they won't answer. You won't get an answer, and you will know categorically it's a no-no. And so go with how you feel in your gut. The other thing you can put on your altar is black roses, or any rose as long as it's dead. I like to take a rose and you dry it out, and you can put them in a vase, and so they can go up on the altar when you are working with her. Black roses are brilliant though, if you can get hold of them. Plants, yarrow, uru, yew. Make a wreath out of these plants and stick it on your altar when you are working. You don't need to keep them on your altar all the time, guys. Only when you feel you want to connect with her. Divination tools, black obsidian mirror or crystal ball. Things that depict connection with the afterlife, connection where you speak with spirit. They are all the ideal things to put upon your altar. If you look at mine today, a black cloth, a white candle, two statues depicting her in her life and death. At the end of the day, you don't need too much on there. Now the runes, Ewas, Isa and Hagalaz. So you can put the runes upon the altar too. And if you want to know more about the runes, guys, I have a series and I put the link above. You can do tea leaf readings and then leave what's left upon the altar, as long as it has no milk in it. Just leave it there until it either absorbs away or goes stagnant. Take it off then and honour her upon Saturdays, for that is her day. So Saturday is a good day for people who are not normally at work, unless obviously you do shift work. But if you've got time, you can go walk around the gravesite, do meditations by graves or trees in that place. It's quiet, it's peaceful, and you will pick up anything she has to share with you. New moon is also a good time for her. But go by your gut instinct. If you contact her or have a meditation with her, ask her yourselves. So light a candle, feel the need to do things like what I've done, do it. There's nothing wrong in depicting what you feel. There are two sides to us, and we can bring that out when in contact with her. I find her a wonderful goddess, so I think what we'll do is we'll do a small path working and meet her. I just want you to see her in a different way, in a way that might make you feel that you can actually work with her. He was Isa Hagalas. So I'm going to call upon her, and then we'll do the path working. He was Isa Hagalas. Isa. Isa. He was Hagalas. Okay guys, so if you'd like to take your seats and take a deep breath in through the nose, hold for a few seconds and out through the mouth. And as we do that, we empty our minds of all our issues, all our problems, everything that's been going on. Just push it all to one side. And as we keep breathing, we will relax. Now, I want you to think only of Hel. See her in the way you want to see her. If you get an idea in your head, then go with that. If you think of her in a certain way, go with that. But what we're going to do is we're going to come across the big door, which is right in front of you, and it is made of beautiful oak wood, and it is beautiful to look at, perfectly carved, and in it are the 3 runes that we have just called, and they are shining because this is the door to your memories, your persona, your good and bad side, that you can be who you are, not hiding anything, because Hel knows all about you, and you need to go open so that she will let you see her and let you know her. And the door creaks open. You expect it to be dark inside, but it is not. There is a celebration going on. And you go through the door, and at the door are maidens with lots of flowers in their hands, but they are roses and they are dead, but they hand them to you and you look at them in a new way. Oh my goodness, how beautiful they are. They may have wilted and died, but there is still beauty, and you look at them and you think, that is so beautiful. Why have I never seen this in a flower that has died before. When you look up, you notice that everybody who's seated around the table are happy. The place is warm. There is a fire in the middle in the pit, and everybody is talking and enjoying themselves. And there are even animals. There are dogs and cats and horses. There's even snakes. They're all there, just as if you were home, just as if you were in the land of the living. As you step through, you notice everybody quietens down, and you sense the presence of the great goddess Hel. You bow your head, for you are a little bit scared. She comes over to you, and you see her hand, which you expect to be a skeleton hand, yet it is not. It is a beautiful white hand with nails and jewellery. She has rings upon her fingers, and she touches you. You look at her. You see the decay on one side, but again, it doesn't look horrible. It doesn't look nasty. It's interesting. You can't take your eyes off of it, for in its own way, it is a beautiful vision. She smiles, and you see the other side of her, which is alive. You say to her, "Great Goddess Hel, excuse me for being here. I wanted to meet you. I wanted to see you. I wanted to find out about Helheim. I wanted to know the truth." She smiles again and says, "Welcome, child. Welcome to this realm. Though it not be your time yet, I will allow you to visit and to see and to understand. For if it's in your heart to know me, you will know me. If it isn't, you will go." So you go and sit at the seat next to her at the top table. And it is not horrible. It is different. The place is different. You are seeing it in a different way. Death is not the end, and she wants you to know that it is not the end. It's the beginning of a new existence. People who have died have their own families that they go to. They aren't all stuck in the big hall. In her honour, they come and visit, but they have everyday lives like they do here, and with the ones that they lost themselves. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice there's people that you have known in life and have lost, and they are there. They have come to greet you. I want you now, guys, to go to them and spend a few seconds being with them and remembering them and loving them again, and realizing that they have not died to you, but only to their bodies on this earth, that they still exist, and they are in the realm of Helheim, and they are looked after and tended to by the great goddess Hel, and it is a place that you will probably go to as well. So I will just drum for a minute and leave you to have a time with your loved ones. Hey, 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 hey. goodbyes now, for you cannot stay in Helheim for too long, for you will find things are not good if you do stay. You will feel not correct in yourself. You need to come back to the world of the living. Ask Hel if you can work with her, if she will come into your world, your life, and work with you if you wish this. And if it is right, she will say yay or nay. It is entirely up to the both of you. It is a pact, something that only you know you want. So we make our way back now. We have to say goodbye to Hel. We have to say goodbye to all that we have met and come back through the big oak door with the 3 runes that are shining. And as you go back, you bow your head and say farewell to her and come away from the door as it shuts closed. And you are back where you started, guys, back in your bodies, back in your lives. Wriggle your fingers and your toes, eat something and drink something to ground, for you have been with the dead and you need to be alive. You have a life to live and a lot to give, and if anything, just remember Hel for being compassionate and caring rather than evil, for people have misrepresented her and misunderstood her, and only those who work with her or know her will understand that. And so there I will leave it, guys. To any new subscribers, welcome to the channel. I hope you get what you're looking for and it's helpful to you. To those who are just popping through, welcome also, and I hope you enjoy. And to those that are always there for me, always writing comments and supporting this channel and me, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you're all well. And lots of love to you all, and as Freya taught me to say, wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it may be, I wish you the best ever. House of